Hello again, Space Cadets, and welcome to another day of Markers and Monsters Drawlloween-a-thon 2018. Today's theme is, of course, Moonmen from Mercury. So I thought, what a fun time to talk about some cool old-school spacey junk. I'm drawing like a old retro-style Space Ranger guy. He's on the moon. What is this crazy alien that's going to be behind him? I don't know, but he's going to have tentacles and teeth and claws, and it's going to be awesome. You know, science fiction and horror stuff go pretty much hand in hand, I feel. You pretty much can't throw a rock at various science fiction books and movies and whatnot without coming across weird, wacky aliens, and I love that kind of stuff. I love the freedom the aliens give you. You can just draw whatever you want. This guy's got googly eyes and 4 tentacle arms, and why not, right? It's fun to do. And, you could just have fun with it. Let your mind go nuts. The moon's been kind of a big topic in terms of fiction and science fiction and movies for pretty much as long as anybody has been writing. The moon's been there for all of human history. It's been a constant companion to us. So I can only imagine what ancient peoples would think when they would look up and see that big silver orb up in the sky, and the idea that we managed to get to the moon is just incredible to me. It really shows, human achievement, and especially doing it in a time when we had no computers and stuff like that. You look back through history and you can see that even as far back as the 10th century, there's Japanese folklore. There's a story called The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter. The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter. Basically about a princess from the moon who's found on Earth living in a special bamboo stalk as a baby, and she's adopted, and all kind of stuff happens. At the end, she has to go back to the moon, to her moon people, because, she's a princess there, and it's what you got to do, honor and all that junk. In 1657, Cyrano de Bergerac, pardon the pronunciation, wrote Voyage dans la Lune, about him going to the moon and encountering moon people, all kind of fun stuff like that. I'm currently reading the Riverworld series by Philip Jose Farmer, and Cyrano is one of the characters in it. He sometimes talks about writing about, his writing about going to the moon and being a science fiction story. In 1786, the Baron Munchausen literary figure went to the moon. If you guys have ever seen the 80s movie directed by Terry Gilliam, you know what I'm talking about, where Robin Williams plays a weird head on the moon that floats around. It's nuts. I highly recommend it. In 1835, Edgar Allan Poe, of all people, wrote The Unparalleled Adventure of One Hans Pfaall, where 2 guys get themselves in a big old balloon and travel up to the moon. Pretty neat stuff. In 1865, Jules Verne, science fiction author that, very influential, wrote From the Earth to the Moon, and in 1870 wrote its sequel, Around the Moon. Pretty cool stuff there. And then H.G. Wells. You guys know H.G. Wells, other than Jules Verne, the other big sci-fi guy from back in the day. I know there's more, but we're talking the A squad here. H.G. Wells in 1901 wrote The First Men in the Moon. Now, this inspired a couple of films, as this was right around the time that film was coming out. In 1902, Georges Méliès made A Trip to the Moon. You guys have probably seen that still of the moon that's a face, and it's got that big bullet sticking out of it. Yep, that's it. Silent film with really cool special effects. If you guys have never seen it, but have only seen the little stills, I highly recommend you watch it. It's only about 15 minutes long, and it's just got some cool ideas and neat stuff in there. And when you put it in the context of they're making it before special effects or really film existed, it's pretty amazing. In 1919, another silent film version of A Trip to the Moon came out. This one is a lost film, but check out the stills if you see this. There's some wild-looking aliens and weird stuff, so I hope they find it. If they could find the 1910 Edison Frankenstein flick, maybe this one's floating around somewhere, and I hope it is. And, finally, First Men in the Moon was turned into an awesome 1964 Ray Harryhausen flick. It's got that great Harryhausen stop motion, and it's a ton of fun, I think. There's like space caterpillars and moonmen and all kind of weird stuff. Good stuff. I mean, talking about just on the filmic side, I guess we'll say, the 50s were an unparalleled time for weird moon movies as space was on everybody's mind. We were still about a decade away from the actual moon landing, but we were putting people in orbit and all kind of cool stuff. So I think that was on the forefront. In 1952, a Republic serial called Radar Men from the Moon, great title, came out. That's a 12-chapter Republic serial. I love these things. I'm a big fan of old movie serials, and this is a good one, you guys. Got Commander Cody in it. If you've ever seen The Rocketeer, it's the guy that's the prototype of that, I should say. In 58, you had a movie, Missile to the Moon. Back in 53, you had Catwomen of the Moon. And in 1961, the zenith of moon films came out. Yes, that's right. Nude on the Moon, where a nudist colony is set up on the moon, and that's basically the entire plot. That's all you need to know. I think they could stop making moon movies after that. They got the formula down right. Our alien picks coming along really well here. I'm just going to go ahead and put in the stars. You guys have seen me put in stars before. Well, there's a lot of them in this one, and a lot of fun to do. Our alien's looking pretty slimy. Our little commander guy down there, he probably has a name like Mike Astro or something like that. I don't know. Big square-jawed guy. Let's take a look at the scan. I like his little blue ray gun down there. Ray gun's got to have a fin on the back. I mean, that's just the rules, you know. Take a look here at the details, and I think this turned out a lot of fun. You guys know I'm a big fan of like old EC horror, weird fantasy stuff like that. So kind of a fun one to just slap together and do a cool picture of an alien, a moon guy there, and just have some fun with it. No big deal. Well, guys, I hope that you won't go anywhere because we got more great Drawlloween content coming. Big thanks again to the Drawlloween folks for putting out a great calendar this year. I've been having a ton of fun with it. And, well, that's about it. All I got to say. Final notes. Do I believe that Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing? Faked it? I don't know. Jury's still out. We'll see. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
See man's secret dreams come true in Nude on the Moon.